Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Dee with Power 3 Trading. Thank you for joining. I'm not here just to teach you the strat, but to teach you how to profit from the strat techniques. If you have more questions regarding the strat, please reach out to my guy, Rob Smith at Smith's in the Black channel, Rob in the Black on Twitter, or at sepiagroup.com. So let's look at this. It's the end of the last week of the month. And we want to be careful, guys, this month. We don't want to try to jump this market anticipating which way it may go. I'm going to remove a couple lines here so you can see what our monthly looks like. Probably remove lines that I may need later, but that's okay. All right, so here's where we are. Month and quarter on the broader market, right? So this is the NASDAQ. We are inside month, but this was a good month, right? The range on this month was, let's see, the lows was 276.75 and the high was 308.55. So hopefully you captured some of that move, and we saw a good bit of it right here in the last week, right? When he broke above the prior week's high, so inside week and up. The difficulty I see right now is market looks like it wants to open up. You can see in the pre-market, but just above this range here. And let me see if I can figure out on which one of these charts I drew this. Okay, so let me just put up my daily here. All right, so that was this hammer here, guys. And then we had the high of this range right here. And so pre-market, oh, hold on, sorry, that should have been that. It was on the 2-day. All right, so pre-market is hovering just above this 2-up candle here, right? So we had the 2-up inside, and then we had this 2-up hanging man. It traded up to that range, but then failed. But now we have this outside day. So I'm not in a rush to try to trade this market on a Monday when the broader market will be inside this outside day. So we'll have to be careful with this, okay? It may trade up or down, may get some scalping inside this day. But this outside bar here could be setting up a 3-2 continuation to the upside, or it could just be trading 3 inside, and then we have no idea what's going to happen next. So it could be a reversal or a continuation. Let's look at the SPY. SPY did not form an outside bar last week. It hit, let's see, we drew this broad information here from this 2-3 right here. So 2 up in this outside bar here, right? So never close the gap. This line here, this horizontal line was the low of this day. It never closed this gap. And this horizontal line here was the high of this outside bar. So it traded up, attempted to close and came back down. Now, again, this is a 2 up, right? We have what, 6 consecutive 2 up days. So the bias for me is to the short side. So, but again, I'm careful here on a Monday. Price could trade inside here, top off, and then maybe trade back to the downside. We don't know. Let's look at IWM. Again, we have another outside bar here. I'll just draw this on the daily. So we know it's got to take the high of this range. Right, so that's 182.84, 183.25, right? So we know it's got to take the high of this range. And then you're potentially closing this gap, and then it's got to take this guy out here. Okay, so again, we have this outside bar on the daily. I'm just not exactly, let's see what this is, 178.05. 178.99. Had it right the first time, right there. All right, so this is going to be, it's got to get outside of this range, guys, for us to have an idea of the direction on IWM. It's got to trade above yesterday's high or below this lower broadening formation. I'm sorry, Friday's high. All right, so right now we're in a bit of we're in a state of nothingness. I just, yeah, I don't see the direction for this Monday. We had our 2 and 3 day flip that started on Friday. So again, this went outside. Hard to gauge if we're going to get this move continue to the downside. But keep in mind, we did have a 2 up bar here in the weekly. So maybe it trades inside this week. Not sure before it breaks. If it breaks up, then you got this outside bar here, but it's got to trade above Friday's high. So that's what I'm looking at. Price, either it's going to trade above Friday's high and go 2 up on the week, right? Take this high here on the Qs at 312. But again, that's the weekly guy, not the daily. So that's the weekly. And so you have to think, if it's going to continue to trade higher, it's got to trade above Friday's high. And then you have this week here, high is 416. So you have an outside bar here. 408. All right, so don't have much on the screener. JD, just Chinese name. I don't necessarily trade those. I do look at BABA. It's on my list. Coinbase. We'll take a look at that. Look like it's gapping down a little bit. See, let's look at coin on a longer time frame, see if there's something we want to trade. All right, so you had the inside bar, then it went 2 down on Friday. It's inside your 2 and 3 day pattern. The bias is definitely to the short side. We'll have to wait for this week at the open to see if we're going to go red on the week. But right now, again, the month is up, right? So a lot of the stocks traded up for the month. So you'd be in conflict, guys. You're going to be in conflict here. And it's the last week of the month. So I'm going to use some caution. I'll look at some of my faves. We'll chart Coinbase, but other than that, there's really nothing gapping. And it's still early in the pre-market though, right? So we still have a couple hours before the market opens. All right, so we'll look at coin, and then I'll look at the chip stocks. The semiconductors are still looking a little weak. There's potential for NVDA to trade lower, because remember, this was a hanging man here. I love that chart on Friday. It traded down. I missed the move, but it traded down. Potential for that to trade lower. So we'll look at NVIDIA as well. Marvell. Again, you had a big down. It actually took out this day. It went 2 down on the 2 day. And what I'm looking for is patterns on the 2 day and 3 day that look weak, and we can trade to the downside versus the what I see is going to be a difficult trade day today. These traded up, traded 2 up, traded 2 up. This for this to trade 2 down, one of two things, right? It's going to go outside on this 2 day, right? So that means it's got to take this lower here, or it'll stall out and have a small body candle. And so those are the days I just absolutely do not like trading. All right, so if you're trading the indices, the SPY, the Qs, and you see little movement, or IWM, and you just see little movement in the daily forming these small body candles, guys, you got to find something else to trade, because it's just not any momentum in those trades at all. And they'll probably, and then of course IWM went outside as well, and so you're probably just going to get chopped up. All right, so the best way to look at that is, let's look at trades that are below negative 100 on the 18-minute, or plus 100 on the 18-minute, because we're looking for movers. All right, so we'll chart coin and NVIDIA. We're looking for movers. So let me start here with Coinbase. All right, so the way I'll draw this is the low of the day. And I think we said we're going to start using our average daily range. I think that's showing on an 18-minute, right? Yeah. All right, so we're going to say, here is this daily move right here on Friday. Price has to trade below this range. And then we're going to use our average daily range to help us gauge whether or not price is going to continue, or it's going to stall and reverse at that ADR. And then we're going to take the high of the day. So those are only broad informations we're going to draw. And essentially, we want price to trade outside of this range. Now, you know, I would trade, it depends on the stock though. This range is what, 76 to, what's the low here? Well, it would be better to do it on there. Let's see what the average daily range is on coin. So this is about 72.46, 79. So about $7 maybe. So it's a nice range for Coinbase. Let's see, the prior day, 74.67. Yeah. So let's say coin is about $72. I'm sorry, $7 on a round trip. So average daily range, right? So we're not saying it's going to trade one way for $7. This is the average daily range, right? That this price will move, $7. So with that in mind, if you're looking at your average daily range lines here, what we're looking for on this trade, because we want it to trade 2 down, that's my preference, is trading to the downside right now in pre-market, right? You see that? It's trading to the downside in pre-market. So we want it price to trade below Friday's low, so below our trend line here, our broadening formation, and stay down, right? Trade down. CCI, we want that to be below negative 100. This is a 2-2 continuation trade. Okay, so we want to understand, when you're going 2-2 continuation, there's possibility it's going to hit its lower average daily range before you can get a really good signal. So we talked about that. What time frame are you using to get your signals? Is it, you know, are you on a shorter time frame, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or longer time frame, 15, you know, 18, 30, 60? So that you have to decide. But if I'm on the shorter time frame looking for my entry, and price hits the lower average daily range, I'm going to wait, right? Because the way we trade, use ADR, is we trade reversals off ADR. So we need to see if price is going to continue if you're taking this entry at the open. So be careful with that. Because you're going into directionally to continuation to the downside, right? This is not a 2 up, 2 down scenario. This is a 1, 2, 2. Actually, it went 1, 2 down, 2 down. So it wasn't even a rev strat. It went one inside and reversed. Okay, so 2 down continuation pattern on the daily. All right, so be careful with that. Again, the way we're going to trade is going to be short below yesterday's low. If it hits our ADR, let me type that up. So I'm going to go short below, we'll call it 68.75. With CCI crossing below negative 100 on the 18-minute. All right, so if price hits low ADR before an actionable signal, so I'm gonna just put AS here, guys, actionable signal, then we have to wait. So we're gonna wait to see if price will reverse. Because it's certain, all right, I see. All right, because it certainly could continue below that. All right, so ADR does not stop. Price is price, right? The market's going to do what it's going to do. But like you can see here, actually, Friday was a great example. All right, so you can see here, this was Friday's move here. So if you're waiting for that 18-minute close, and then you have this outside bar, and this is your next signal, you really don't have an idea which way this is going to go. But let's just say for grins, you did take this shooter, go 2-2, look at ADR. And this is exactly what I mean. There's not a lot of range here after that first 18-minute close. If you had taken that entry at the open and say, I'm going to take this down, of course, it doesn't meet my criteria, so I'm not doing it. But let's say it crossed here and you went, because this was a 2 up, this was a 2 down, maybe I would have. So 2 up, 2 down, 2 down continuation, but it crosses over. CCI is still up. You see exactly what happened on the next candle, guys. It would have triangled you out. It would have taken the high there. That's why these first 18 minutes are just so critical. But here's the thing. You're close to this ADR, it hits it, it stalls. And this is what I mean. We have to wait to see if we're going to see a reversal here. And you're looking at your longer time frame. And if we just flip this on over to the 60, right? This is your 60 flip right here. You see your outside bar. And this is what you're looking for. Is there a reversal here? So we're waiting. Once price hits your average daily range, you're waiting for that next flip because you don't have clarity on whether or not this thing is going to continue short or if it's going to reverse. And so now we have this outside bar on the 60. Here's your 60 flip. It goes slight 2 up, inside, slight 2 up, slight 2 down, outside, 90-minute flip. And here's what you see on the 18-minute. You create this little small body candle or doji here, which says to me potential for a reversal. So that's what I would be looking for. And then you got this inside bar here. That's all of this noise. It went slight 2 up. But look at, guys, this is the last 18 minutes in your 90-minute candle. And my CCI is in the red zone. If you're watching the 60, you can already see 60 is pointing down. CCI is pointing, trending, it's not pointing, but it's starting to trend downward. So we don't take this here. We're not gonna go long here in this 60 I'm sorry, while you're inside 60, right? This is 1042. So you're inside the 60 flip. We're not going to go long here with CCI trending down. 90-minute flip confirms your direction. It takes out your low. And so that's what I mean when I say we're going to look for the short, okay, below this range. But if it's hitting your low ADR, we're looking for potential reversals to the upside, but you're going to have confirmation here. You're going to need confirmation. So if 60 goes inside, maybe we look for a reversal off the 60, the next 60 flip. But be careful that we're not trying to take these smaller 2 up, 2 downs. Look at your longer time frames. You can see that you're at that point you were inside 60, right? So this is your 60, right? That was the low of your 60, and then you just bounced around here, and then it finally broke, and you can see it kind of stayed down. All right, so but we're not waiting for here though. We would take this because I'm using a 90. So this is my 90 flip, right? There's my 90 flip right here, guys. I'm taking a low of this guy. 1, 2 up, rev strat. I'm entering out this candle. Okay, not when it crosses the 60. I'm entering here. All right, so does that make sense? I hope that you guys get that. We're going to move on, but the idea here is we're going to use our average daily range. Let me delete this. We're going to remove our average daily range. I'm sorry, we're going to remove all of those broad information lines that we were drawing before. We're going to draw the high of the day, the low of the day, using our 90-minute time frame. And price has got to trade outside that range because we don't want to be stuck inside day. And then we're going to use our ADR. All right, so price trades to that ADR. We look for reversal patterns with the 60 or the 90 in force. Trades up to the high ADR. We look for reversals at the top of the range, again, with the 60 and the 90 in force, meaning they should be either trending down or up with CCI and red or green. All right, let's look at NVIDIA. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here again. I'm looking to trade these. I'm looking to trade the short side on these guys. And it looks like I don't have a, gotta go way back here for the low of this candle. Yeah, let's see. Low is 171.37. Okay, so you got to go back a little ways on the low. And here's your high. Don't have to go as far here. That's the next highest in this range. All right, so we want NVIDIA to trade outside this range, guys, outside this range. Now, very similar to coin. Let's see what 182, 175. So again, about $7. Let's see, 173, 165. Okay, all right, $7-8 on the range. That's a nice range. We like those. And again, the reason for that, you want stocks, which is why I use average daily range. If average daily range on a stock is $3, it's hard to make any real money trading reversals off those, because remember, we're talking potential round trips. So that means it could trade up and down, but the range is $7-8. So if that range is small, $3, you have to think about, your potential to make money off of those types of stocks, especially if you're trading options. Okay, so we like that. We're going to trade this lower if price action trades, again, looking at your daily, this will be a 2-2 continuation to the downside. All right, this will be our target here, this low, this outside bar, our initial target, but we're not going to draw the broadening formations. We're gonna test out our average daily range, which works quite well. I think the BS works better, but average daily range will work well, because here's what you have to keep in mind. I'm still using CCI. So price may not trade all the way up to its average daily range or all the way down to its average daily range. When I see CCI starting to reverse the trend, right? So it's no longer trending down, starts to trend up, I'm looking for an opportunity to get out of that. All right, so you can do this without being a master at broadening formations, as I'm still using actionable signals and CCI, right? Actionable signals and CCI. Okay, and so we're going to trade this to the short side, again, using a average daily range. So it would be very similar. So short below, it would say here about 171. What's the low here? 171.37. So we'll just say 171. Short below 171 with CCI below -100 on 18-minute. And same thing, if, so since we're using ADR instead of broad information, we're going to say if price hits below ADR at the weight or potential reversal. All right, so again, here we could see Friday's action. I was mad I missed that trade, but here you can see Friday's action, right? It traded and waiting for that 6-minute or 18-minute flip. It traded 2 down, 2 down. Okay, so you don't have your signal here. 2 down, 2 down, inside. Now we take this short on our next flip, because CCI is confirmed, price is moving sharply lower, right? So you could see that. So we were comfortable with the direction here. We could see price was trending down. You take this short, it hits your low average daily range. That's going to be your first target. It traded through it, hold, it comes back in, sell. All right. And you can see price started to, it didn't cross back over on your 6-minute until here, but you can see how it just kind of moved sideways. And you can see what that looks like. Very similar to coin. It went, created a small body candle, then went inside, traded up, waiting for potential reversal. Here was our 90-minute flip. There's no reversal here. 90-minute says, I still like this to the CCI says, I still like this to the downside. So we're going to continue our short position here. We want price to trade back below this average daily range. And so you certainly could have grabbed that at the top of this flip here at 90-minute and use this as your stop. But then it came back up, stayed down, traded down the rest of the day. So that's what, when you're using ADR, okay, you're still looking for CCI, which is probably a better entry. It's kind of flatlined here. Then it went short. You can see CCI starting to trend back down. So you're looking for CCI to help you kind of gauge momentum in the move, right? Very similar to volume, guys. I just couldn't figure out how to trade it with volume, but you can see when the volume starts to lighten up, you know, the bodies of your candles get smaller. Okay, it's very similar. I just figured out how to use CCI to visualize what that looks like, because price is price. Okay, these are lagging indicators. Price is price, but once it does this choppy mess here, and then it starts back into the direction of the day, time frame continuity, and you can see it starts to trend back down, right? And you can see that crosses back over here on your CCI in the 6-minute. So that's how we're going to use ADR. Okay, we're going to be careful. Since we're not using broadening formations, we're going to use ADR as our targets. We're going to look to reverse or so say if you're in a trade, we're looking to take profit if it hits ADR and comes back up. And we'll look for reversals with confirmation on the 60 and the 90, I'm sorry. And the way that, and what that looks like is, let's see if we can show you, here we go. What that looks like is this, and I'll put up the 60 as well. So here was NVDA, right, traded down on this day. It's still inside. Yeah, it's still inside day right here when it trades down. Okay, trades down on this day. It comes pretty close to ADR, but doesn't touch it quite. But you're pretty close. But this is a 2 up, 2 down. So if you're not in here, now is not the time. It goes 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. You need to wait for your signal. But instead, what we got was our reversal. And so you have confirmation on your 60. So this is your 60 flip. It's now green. You have this little doji here. Your 60 flip is green. It's trading to the upside, trading to the upside, trading to the upside. All right. So you know if the market has turned on you when you see your 60 takes the open. It's now, because if we were on this day right here, right? So this 60, this is your opening range here. Now you have time frame continuity on the daily chart. So that's what you're looking for, guys, when it comes down to these above or below these broadening for me. I'm sorry, above or below the average daily ranges, and then reverse. You're looking for, here's another one, it crosses back over. You're looking, and this was at 106. This is 1230. You're looking for your 60 to confirm. This was 1230. This was 106. I'm sorry. No, this is both 1230. That's right. 60-90 flip. I love my 1230 flips. The 60-90, 180. All right. So 1230 flip. You're looking for the those 60-90 flips to confirm, and you can see it reversed here. You have a 2 up inside bar, 2 up, 2 down. That's what you're looking for on those reversals. So just because it hits the top or bottom of that ADR doesn't mean it's going to reverse, guys. You need your 60-90 flips to confirm. I just messed up my line here. All right, let me do that. Okay. All right, any questions about that? Well, let me wrap up and then I'll get questions from my live group here. All right, so that's how we're going to look at ADR. I'm sorry, we're going to use ADR with the with NVIDIA and Coinbase. And let's see how it trades today, okay? Let's wrap up Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. So remember, we're not drawing our broad information. That means you have to, if you don't have average daily range, or you're not using Trading View, you should be drawing broadening formations. I cannot confirm ADR on any other platform. So if you're not able to use ADR using Trading View, then you should be drawing your broadening formations, okay? And then we're going to use that to help us with this market. Reversals or market is just topping out. If you don't have either, use your 15-18 minute flips. They start to change color on you, exit the trade, and you can see where this is the 18 minute starts to come in. But everybody should have CCI, okay? This is a standard indicator. It's been around for decades. Everybody should have CCI on their platforms. All righty. All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you joining. We're going to wrap it there. Take good care, everybody.